now available on e-readers everywhere. From the author of the Simp Trilogy, Stop Simping, Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, Manginas, They Look Like Men But They Act Like Ladies, and The Misadventures of Captain Sailor Holcomb's Stop Simping in the Workplace. Learn what mistakes not to make with women and protect your job with Stop Simping in the Workplace. Available on e-readers everywhere. I was watching the news a couple of days ago and I saw the tragic story of Richard Collins III, the promising young black man who had his life cut short by Sean Urbanski, a beta white male who decided he was going to walk up to the bus stop where Richard Collins III and his friends were waiting for an Uber to pick them up, and then ask Richard Collins III to step left. And when Richard Collins III didn't know what he was talking about, your Sean Urbanski decided to take out a knife and murder Richard Collins III. Now, when I look at Sean Urbanski's behavior, it is par for the course with what I'm seeing with these dysfunctional beta white males. And when it comes down to these dysfunctional beta white males, it seems like they don't know how to function in the world. And we can see a trend with their behavior in guys like your Dylan Roof and your James Harris Jackson and many others who have gone out and committed acts of violence because they do not know how to cope and navigate the world. And when I look at your Sean Urbanski, what really makes him dysfunctional is the fact that here's a guy who is going to college and pretty much decides he's going to throw his life away because he just saw a black man standing at a bus stop, and he decides he's going to ask him to quote-unquote step left, and when the man refuses to do what he wants, he decides to kill him. And when I look at his behavior, it again is par for the course as it relates to the way these dysfunctional beta white males are raised. They pretty much do not understand things like boundaries, and they do not understand things like the law. And when I look at this Sean Urbanski, he is pretty much a byproduct of what I'm seeing of this whole polarization from this 2016 election, because when your Donald Trump ran for office, he pretty much emboldened a lot of these guys out here to act in the way that they have. Because Sean Urbanski's behavior is, again, par for the course for the dysfunction, and also par for the course with the escalation of violence that a lot of beta white males feel that they are entitled to participate in because Donald Trump said he would make America great again. And instead of these guys taking constructive action to make America great again, because they decide they're going to go out and attack people, just like the white male who shot the Indian guy and another one who assaulted a Mexican guy. And they do this because they don't know how to make America great again. All they know how to do is be mediocre beta males. And whenever they see a person of color who appears to be more successful than they are, or a person of color out here trying to do something with their life, these beta males, instead of trying to make efforts to apply themselves, they get insecure and they get jealous, and they want to attack that person of color for going out and working hard to be the person that they are. And they do that again because they are insecure and they are jealous of those individuals. They are pretty much expressing feminine traits, but that's par for the course when it comes down to your beta male. Your beta male pretty much has a too close attachment to their mother. They feel inadequate in their masculinity, and whenever they see a man getting ready to do something with their life or getting ready to accomplish something, they get jealous of that man, and they pretty much don't have the backbone or the stones to go out here and do what they want to do and accomplish what they want to accomplish. Because if you're Sean Urbanski, who was supposed to be a college student, was really about anything, he wouldn't be sitting on Facebook listening and watching media memes on hate that talk about hating other people. Your Sean Urbanski would be out here doing research and trying to take himself to the next level. That's what I mean about these dysfunctional beta white males. They talk about how they want to make America great again, but they don't understand that in order to make something great, you have to apply yourself. And people who apply themselves do not sit there on Facebook as part of hate groups talking about blaming other people. They go out here, apply themselves, and try to take their lives to the next level. They do what Richard Collins III did, which is focus on their studies and try and do everything you can to graduate to become an officer, because in order to become an officer in the military, you have to have a college degree. And this is what this young man was about to do. He was going to take himself to the next level. He was applying himself, and he was building up a what was looking like a military career for himself. This Sean Urbanski looks like a beta male who pretty much didn't even know how to navigate the world of college, because this guy was intoxicated and when he approached Richard Collins III, and he's going to probably try to use that as an excuse. And as I look at it, it's no different than your Dylan Roof or your James Harris Jackson. This guy's behavior had just as much malice of forethought as your Dylan Roof or your James Harris Jackson, and it pretty much showed how weak this guy pretty was, because he's going to go and attack this guy all because he was there and he didn't do what he wanted him to do, when in actuality, why was he out there in the first place? Again, if this guy was about anything, he wouldn't be a part of Facebook hate groups. He wouldn't be out here drinking all day, all night long. He would be applying himself and using the opportunity given to him to take himself to that next level, because that's what he didn't do. He's sitting here looking at this black guy and he's getting jealous of him, and that's pretty much what he was doing. And then he decides he wants to go and kill this guy because he feels he's in an environment where he is emboldened by the Trump campaign and its promise to white supremacist groups and white racist groups. And his approach to making America great again is what many of these beta white males think they can do: go out here and kill people, when that doesn't make America great again. What would make America great again is if white males, especially these beta white males who just don't know how to navigate the world, would grow up, grow a backbone, grow some stones, and stop looking at people of other races and make efforts to apply themselves. All that energy that they're using to blame others is energy they could use to take themselves to the next level. Instead of looking at what the next man is doing, they need to be looking at themselves and what direction they want to take themselves in. And this is the big problem with many of these beta white males who have been raised with too close attachments to their mothers. They don't know how to go out into the world and navigate things. They want to find somebody else to do things for them, and when people can't do things for them, they want to play this blame and shame game where it's somebody else's fault. Now, I look at Sean Urbanski's actions, and they're all his fault. He's the one who pretty much messed up his own life, and he's the one who is presenting himself from being great, because he had to go out here and murder Richard Collins III, preventing this man from actualizing his potential and pretty much destroying the potential of America. Please tell me how murdering another person of color makes America great. This is something I have to ask many of these white supremacists out here. How does that help you when you're not going anywhere? I mean, if you really wanted to make America great again, you would put yourself first and put your country first, not try to go out here playing this blame and shame game where you blame minorities and attack minorities for things that you're supposed to be taking responsibility for in your own life. And this has been a problem with these beta white males since the Civil War. They don't know how to do things for themselves, so they go out here and blame people of color instead of taking responsibility for their own lives and their own situations. If white people, beta white males, can't make the world work, then they need to look in the mirror and understand that you're going to need more than white skin to be successful in this world. And that's the other big problem with these beta white males. They think that just having white skin makes you entitled to certain things in life. I'm sorry, that's not how the world works. And you're just going to have to go out here and learn how it works, or you're going to wind up like this Sean Urbanski, pretty much headed to prison and going nowhere fast. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.